Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the lovely World of Raccoons. I'm so glad that you're able to stop by, but if you've been here before, then allow me to welcome you back once more. In this episode, we're going to begin to wrap things up with our transformation project, that is, taking this NatGen Village and transforming it into a fantasy style village. And the reason why is because, well, at this point in time, I feel like I've overstayed my welcome here, in the sense that I've been spending a little bit of too much time working on this particular project, and at this point now I just want to get things wrapped up so that we can begin to work on the new project. Now, for those of you who have been around for a while, you may remember that we were working on a silly old little island that was located just above a stronghold, and that's going to be our next project, both working on the island and also working within the stronghold itself. And of course, as always, with this series, aside from getting our build on, we're going to be transforming a stronghold next, and that's only because, well, this series here on the channel is all about getting our build on, but it's also about taking every little thing that you would find within a vanilla Minecraft world and simply challenging ourselves to transform it into something new, but maintaining the overall look of it. For example, right here we have this medium-sized fantasy style house, and originally it was a butcher shop. And for those of you who may not recall exactly what that looks like off the top of your head, if we just run around through here, we can find that this is a butcher shop and it's already in the process of being transformed, but I thought I would go ahead and stop myself before I got too ahead and wouldn't be able to show you all what a butcher shop would look like originally. It has a little pen right in the back of it, and then also if we just go ahead and step inside, we'll be able to see that we have a little meat slicing area along with a little seating area for customers to await to pick up their deli products. But at this point now, I want to continue to transform this, and then once it's overall completed, I'll bring it back, and I'm going to do my best to try and actually make this look like a shop more so than a house, because as we get closer into the village here, I want it to have the markets and the shops and whatnot, and then as we make our way out of the village here, I want that to be where the residential area is. So I'm going to go ahead and begin to get my build on. Well, there we go. The transformation is job. We're done. Alright, thanks for tuning into this episode, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. No, I'm just kidding. So the roof has been transformed along with the walls for the structure, and if we take a look inside, I've started to revamp the interior design. Now, originally I was going to take slabs and some stairs and throw them on the upper half block space right here, and then also right there alongside that horizontal support beam. But then I thought, you know what, that's gonna look a little too chunky, at least in my own opinion. So I thought, well, I want to place something there, but I wasn't entirely sure what. Then it hit me. We have something in this game called fence post. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of them before, but if you have, let me know in the comments down below, and let me know which variant, because there's a few of them apparently, which variant is your favorite. So then I started to think about what I wanted to do for the ceiling. Now, seeing as how this is a butcher shop, I think I want it to be fairly low, but nothing too low where it's a little claustrophobic and we barely have any headroom. So this is going to be the part of the episode where I begin to get my build with you all on camera. And what I've done is I've taken my stone blocks, just throw them up into the ceiling like I would take a pencil and throw it up in the ceiling when sitting in class back in high school. And they stuck so far, as you can tell. But where we have the not so vibrant shade of gray that's where I'm going to just place down my spruce stairs to begin with. Then I'm going to swap the spruce planks, pardon me, I misspoke there. Then I'm going to swap the spruce planks from my offhand with the spruce stairs. And now, what are you guys doing? Are you cheering me on? Thank God I have the friendly creature sound low, otherwise then you guys would definitely, not saying your cheering isn't welcome, but your cheering would get a little distracting, shall we say. But then I'm just going to go ahead and take these stairs, and where the vibrant shade of gray is at, this is where I'm going to then begin to just place them. And if we have something like this where we have a 2x1 dimension, I'm just going to throw them up and then let them face polar opposite from one another. So this one's going to be facing towards the south, and this one here is going to be facing towards the north. And then right here where we have the 3 at, I think what I'm probably going to do is we're just going to do something just like that, and then we can do this. So then we have an interesting looking pattern. It looks like maybe, you know, I don't know if you've been to a butcher shop before, but sometimes when you're getting into the groove of cutting up your deli meats or cheeses or whatever it is that you may purchase at a butcher shop, you may get into the groove of things and just start doing little fancy tricks with your butcher knives or something, where you toss it up in the air and maybe then it's going to scrape against the ceiling. If your local butcher doesn't do that, then, well, I guess I'm the only one who would do that. I'm not a butcher myself, by no means at the stretch of the imagination, but if I were to be one, or at least pretend to be one, I think I would probably get a little fancy with how I cut up the deli products. Is it getting to be nighttime? Ooh, it looks like it's getting to be dusk, actually. So I'll tell you what, let me go ahead and just continue to revamp the interior design for this butcher shop. As I continue to work on revamping the interior design, I couldn't help but think that maybe just doing all that we've done on camera together in the previous segment is all that we really need to do here. Aside from that though, I just took 2 pieces of redstone dust, placed one on the counter right here and one on the floor, just to act as spilt blood from when Mr. Butcher was doing his thing and prepping the deli meats to be sold to Mr. Cleric here. But if we take a step outside now, we can see that we have a little pen area for Mr. Butcher's livestock, and I did my best to create somewhat of a pathway but also provide a source of water just so then they don't get thirsty, and maybe even they can have a little open room to just simply roam about. But also, since we seem to have a few hostile creatures that go bump in the night that stop by here ever so often, I thought I would go ahead and give the sheep some security. And so now they have a little sheepdog that is just idly sitting right halfway above the water source for them to drink from. I guess he's acting as a lifeguard. How did that sheep get out? Where did that sheep come from? So okay, so let's just go ahead and take a moment here and see exactly what the sheep is doing. You know what? I'm going to let you do your thing, okay, Mr. Sheep? If you just want to roam about the fantasy-style village, you go ahead. Let me know if there's anything that I can work on in a future episode with the peeps. So at this point now, what I want to do is I want to just begin to do some landscaping by taking oak leaves along with dark oak leaves and just sprinkling them around the area, along with taking some bone meal and just laying them out so then we can get these little grass bits and even some flowers. Now, for example, what I've done right here is I took some bone meal and applied it to the grass bit so that we had a double tall grass bit, and that's just to act as if maybe the gardener or whoever tends to the land here may not go back in between the structures or in the off-beaten trails to tend to them. But then again, I guess, you know, out of sight, out of mind, because how often is someone going to wander through town and then look down a little alleyway and go, oh, why don't we go ahead and see what's here? And then once they see nothing, it's like, well, this was a waste of my time. So I guess maybe the gardener, we can let him slide with not tending to this area properly. But I'm going to go ahead and begin to do some landscaping, and when I bring it back, we may conclude the episode then. I'm starting to run out of time to record today, so if I do, then I'm going to make sure to get done as much as I can, as fast as I can, but also as efficiently as I can. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's just about that time where we must begin to conclude this episode. But before we go ahead and do just that, I thought I would go ahead and climb to the tippy top of the tower that is in the center of our newly transformed fantasy style village. Now, I must say that this project did take a little longer than I would have liked it to, but that's because both in real life and online stuff had come up, and slowly but surely we're going to be getting back into the swing of things. Don't you worry about that. But as you're about to see, we do have 2 structures that have yet to be transformed, and I'm thinking during my next beam stream I'm going to go ahead and do just that, along with doing some more landscaping around the place by placing down various leaf blocks and planting saplings so that they can grow up to be big and strong trees. If you haven't already done so, then I encourage you to go to beam.vanillaraccoon.com and leave a follow, but manage your notifications so that way then you'll be notified when I begin to broadcast over there next. So at this point now, that's going to do it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed it, then leave a like on the video, and also if you're new to the channel, then I invite you to check out the rest of it, but don't forget to turn on notifications when subscribing. That way you will then be notified when future Minecraft and other gameplay content is uploaded by yours truly, Vanillaraccoon. But I would like to wish you all a happy day, and peace out.